Thank you.
So what's the biggest difference, if you don't know who we are, what's the biggest difference from Nutritional Frontiers is what?
Our people.
Our people. So that's Lori, everyone here tonight, and our team. So if you're here for the first time, thank you so much for trusting Lori and us to come enjoy our time together. You know, Nutritional Frontiers is a faith-based, family-owned, mission-driven, Pittsburgh-based company. And we're on a mission. What's our mission?
To make the world healthy.
And we're going to do that one person at a time, and it starts here tonight. So we're looking for people that are like-minded and want to join us on our mission. Because, you know, we went through the last few years, really identified how sick we are as a country, right? We've all had personal success stories, and we want to share those as a network, and we're looking to bring together the community. So it starts here tonight, and our company has really one objective, which is to make your patients healthier, right? Improve patient outcomes. And what's the second one?
Also improve your practice profits.
Yeah, we like
Amen.
that, right?
Love it.
Because people in natural healing are so generous and so kind and so sweet, and oftentimes they don't get paid for what they do. That has to change, right? Because the only way you can actually help people and make the world healthy is charge for it. And we know the way the world is now, everything's very expensive, so you have to make sure you value what you're doing so you can help more and more people, right? So we appreciate everyone coming out tonight. We want to get to know each other a little more. So who's been here before? Do you see any familiar faces?
I do see a few familiar faces in the crowd.
Has anyone been here before?
Let's see. All right. All of our veterans, VIPs, rock stars, we love you all.
So we have any VIPs in the room?
We do have several VIPs.
What is a
VIP?
VIP?
Oh my gosh. There's a brochure on your table to tell you about it, and it's also in your binders, in your folders. But a VIP is someone that sells Nutritional Frontiers at their practices. It's someone that spends a consistent amount with us, around $1,000 or more a month typically. And then we provide a whole bunch of things to our VIPs. So they get exclusive entrance to our big professional training events, like the one we have coming up at Sand Key, on Sand Key, the first weekend in April, April 5th to the 7th.
5th through the 7th, right here in your backyard, Sand Key, a beautiful event right on the beach.
Yep, so we're going to have, it's a premier event. If you've not been to one of our professional training events, this is a VIP dinner, which we feature one speaker, but our professional training events are really wellness weekends. And just like Jamie was saying, you give so much to your patients. This is really a weekend for you to give back to yourself. And it's everything. We try and stimulate your mind, your body, and your soul. So we do fun activities in addition to having incredible lectures. Actually, 3 of our speakers that are going to be speaking at this event are right there at that table, sitting next to each other. Look at them, lurking in the back. Dr. Lynn Bransowitz, Jacqueline Shedden, incredible nurse practitioner, and Tracey Stroup, who you're going to see tonight, Dr. Tracey Stroup.
They are what we call BAs, badass, but brand ambassadors. So this is the first time we've had 4 in one VIP dinner. So can you guys stand up, Dr. Len?
Woo! Love it.
Jacqueline Shedden.
Yes.
Jacqueline, Tracey, and Lori Roman.
And
stand up, Lori.
Come
She
on,
doesn't even know.
She doesn't
She's so
like.
new.
She's one of our brand ambassadors as well. So if you don't know Lori Roman, she's an amazing, amazing woman. She does not like to speak in front of large groups of people, but she'll speak to you one-on-one, so you can talk to her later. But she recently collaborated with us on a product back there that we just released called Immune Boost. And there's some information all about it, and it really will help kick out any illness pretty quickly. That pairs really well with our Immunimax that we have. So if you're looking to knock some cold, flu, or that dreaded COVID crap out of you, that's a really good formula to check out.
So I want to get to know everyone a little bit tonight. I did pass out my business cards. I tried to introduce myself. If you didn't get them yet, I'll give them out. We are transparent and accessible. So you have my card with my cell number, my email. So you have Christine's information. Contact us anytime. When I mentioned we are a family-based business, my son, Zach. Where is Zach tonight?
Oh, Zach is in Cancun, Mexico this week.
I hope he's setting up a distributorship. Yeah. It's the same picture, Tracey, him on the beach. That's it. He hasn't moved in 4 days, yeah. But he's getting married this year to his fiancée. She's actually a nurse. She works in the neonatal ICU. But Zach is the biochemist in the company. He's got a degree in not only biology, but a minor in chemistry, and he's doing a great job. How many new formulas did we come out with last year?
13.
Ooh, baker's dozen, there we go.
That's right.
And over 60 new or updated formulas since COVID started. A lot of my colleagues' companies didn't come out with many products. So we're going to talk tonight about our differentiators. Number one is people. I know we don't have a whole lot of time before Tracey comes up, but can we do some quick intros?
I would love that.
Oh, let's go. Start it up.
Okay, so I did introduce Lori right here, and she's chewing, so I'm not going to make her speak just yet. But I wanted you to just say your name, where you practice, okay, the name of your practice, how long you've been in functional or integrative medicine, and then tell me your favorite concert you ever went to. How about that? The favorite concert you ever went to. Okay, you good? Did I give you enough time?
The clock is ticking.
Okay, ready? Go.
Lori Roman. I own Food Script in North Tampa. I brought my tech, Mary Lee, and my colleague, Dr. Andrea Nastelli. Oh gosh, my favorite concert. I'm going to go way back. The Gloria Stefan Miami Sound Machine back in the first time she came.
That's it.
I do know Lori can dance because she came to our professional training event in Pittsburgh, and so she can dance. Okay. Would you like to just say hello real quick and your favorite concert?
Hi, I'm Mary Lee Oldenburg. I am head of inventory for Lori, really, so I get to know these guys really well. And my favorite concert was probably a Jimmy Buffett concert.
Nice, classic. You would pass it around.
My name's Dr. Andrea Marconi Nastelli. I practiced in Northern Virginia for over 20 years. I now work for a nonprofit in healthcare. What else? Did I say? Concert. Concert. Coldplay.
Oh, there we go.
Good one.
Hi, my name's Nabila Tavernier. I'm currently a tech in training at My Prescription Coach Pharmacy based in Tampa. And I'm pretty young, so my favorite concert was probably Playboy Cardi.
Wow. Oh, there we go.
Any idea?
Can I get 2 Pellegrinos in a wine glass? 2 Pellegrinos or club soda?
My name is Dr. Shelley
Yeah, that's
Hightower. I'm a
fine.
clinical compound chief pharmacist at My Prescription Coach. This is my daughter. My favorite concert was Prince.
No, do you know I actually was wearing a Purple Rain t-shirt all day today to set this room up. Nice choice. All right, I'm gonna come over here to you. All right, give it a whirl. Name?
Hi. My name is Carrie Berkovich. I practiced for 25 years in California. I now do health and wellness coaching pretty much from home. My favorite concert?
Lemons.
I don't know how many of you guys love heavy metal, but it's the Scorpions.
Oh!
Gotta love that. Nice. Nice rock concert.
There's no one like you.
No one like you. Ooh, sweet. So this is also not just so you can get to know who's in the room, but also who you want to network with later and who you want to have conversations with and who you want to, swap patients with because you have real pain you want to get off your hands. Okay, here you go.
Hi, I'm Gail Sadler. I'm a nurse practitioner in Carrollwood. I've been there for 32 years, so we do integrative functional medicine. And my favorite concert, probably Billy Joel.
Oh, classic. I'm going to see him and Sting in a couple weeks here in Tampa. I'm so excited. Okay, go.
Hi, my name is Kim Russo, and I have a colon hydrotherapy business in St. Petersburg for the last 20 years. We do nutritional counseling, and we help people detox their body.
Nice.
So one of my favorite concerts was U2.
Oh, baby, just got back from Vegas. He saw the...
I was working hard and happened to be out there, yes.
My name is Key Hightower. I am a colon therapist. I've been a colon therapist almost 2 years now. My favorite concert is Moonchild, I think.
Ooh. All right, that's one I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to look that up. This is so I can expand my musical repertoire on my iPad. Okay.
I'm Dr. Jamie Mickey. My practice is in the Pinellas Park, Central Pinellas area. It's called Restoring Wellness. We do integrative functional medicine. We also do colon hydrotherapy. Did you go do Kathy Shea's course? Oh my gosh. Was it right? Yes. And actually, Marissa's going to be going to her course in March, and she's my new designated, but she'll be official as of March. Oh gosh, concert. First and favorite, Janet Jackson, circa 1994. Have to say that. Yeah.
Love it, old school.
I'm Marissa News. I work for Dr. Mickey. I'm her office manager, MA, official colon hydrotherapist. And my favorite concert was Chicago opening for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, classic. She handed it to you like mic drop.
I know.
Okay. Hi, I'm Brittany. I'm a nurse for Dr. Mickey. I've been doing functional medicine now for 6 months since I started with her, so I'm super excited. My favorite concert was probably Rufus du Sol or Lotus.
Nice. That's a good choice, right? See? I know. You turned me on to Rufus du Sol. I know. It really feels like, yeah. Okay, good one.
Hello there, I'm Kimberly with Dr. Jamie Mickey. So excited to have finally found someone that I agree with quite a bit. I work at the front office, so I'm the smiling face you see when you walk in. And talk about going way back. How about Mick Jagger and Flock of Seagulls?
Woo! Good stuff. I like it, Kim. Way to go. All right, coming to you, man. One of our faves.
All right, Anthony Probilla. I'm with Therapeutic Rehab Specialists. I've been doing functional medicine about 10 years, physical therapy for about 26. And favorite concert was probably Kiss and next Scorpion.
Oh, there's a Scorpion connection. Nice.
I'm Lindsay Goddard, and I'm a dietitian, and I've been in integrative nutrition for over 10 years now. And my favorite concert was Iron and Wine with my son when he was in my belly. That was his first concert. But now it might be Jack Johnson that I saw last year. So.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. Lori Frankel, what is your favorite concert?
I'm going to say Elton John.
Oh, that is so good. I saw him too. So good. Okay.
I'm Jenna Fernandez. I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been doing integrative and functional medicine for a few years now, and I specialize in functional health, but also wellness retreats.
Ooh, we're going to talk later. Okay, what was your favorite concert?
Alicia Keys.
Oh, one of my faves. I love Alicia Keys. I listen to her a lot.
Tony Esposito, chiropractor, and March will be 43 years. And it's a toss-up. Jimmy Buffett, Paul McCartney, Springsteen, and the Grateful Dead.
Oh, that's a nice classic rock collection. All right, before I come to your table, I saw someone sneak in the back, and she's probably like horrified. Okay, it's okay, you're all right? Okay, name, serial number, okay, you just...
I'm a nurse practitioner, and my favorite concert, I think, had to be Neil Young up at Live Oak.
Oh my God, sweet. I love it. Good stuff. I'm hearing lots of good concerts. Okay.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anya Seghetti, and I own Back to Health Functional Medicine. I'm a DC DABC and also a best-selling author.
Oh.
We're going to have to talk about our book signing. Oh, excellent.
Yes, it's called You Can't Outrun Your Fork. Also that.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. And your favorite concert?
Favorite concert, I'm sure no one in here has heard of them. They're called Quimby. They're out of Hungary, which is where my husband's from.
Oh, how freaking cool. Now, you're going to look that one up. I know you will. I know.
Hi, my name is Tina Da Silva. I've owned the Da Silva Institute of Anti-Aging and Functional Medicine since 2006. I co-founded it with my husband and the Sarasota Ivy Lounge. And I have a lot of favorites, but I think my very favorite is Carlos Santana in New York City.
So good. So good.
I'm Ariel Bennett. I'm a nurse practitioner at Tina's office, the Da Silva Institute in Sarasota. I've been there for 10 years, and I would say, so kind of old me would have been Pink Floyd. And then new me, so that I don't have to choose, there's a huge Christian concert that they do every year where it's like 15 bands, the Winter Jam, and so I get to enjoy all my favorite artists there.
Super awesome. Very cool. All right, come and see us to start. Hi,
My name's Kirsten Kulkarni. I'm a nurse practitioner at Blue Sky here in Tampa with Jacqueline. And I've been in functional for about 1.5 years. And my favorite concert is Prince.
Classic, classic. All right, I'm ready.
I'm Drew Gold. I work with my wife at Dr. Gold's Optimal Living Institute. I'm a PhD. I'm also called professor at Scalia. Focused largely on emotional intelligence. My book's coming out, knock on wood, 3 months or so. On Beyond Emotional Intelligence, what I see as the next level of emotional intelligence. We do annual wellness trips down to Costa Rica. And my favorite concerts, I've been to so many over the years. I've been lucky. Pink Floyd I liked, McCartney, Buffett, obviously a bunch of Buffett concerts. But I think the best ones were probably full-day shows. I went to the Monsters of Rock that had Crocus, Metallica, Scorpions, and Van Halen. And then when I lived in London, 3 days in a row of Curtis Stigers, Bonnie Raitt, Elton John, and Eric Clapton. So I've been really lucky.
Hey everybody, my name is Tanya Gold. I'm a medical doctor of family medicine and board certified in that and holistic medicine, and I practice functional medicine. I'm doing the A4M functional medicine program right now, and I have a practice called Dr. Gold's Optimal Living Institute. We've been in business now over 7 years, and yeah, it's my passion. 8 years, excuse me, sorry. We just did our, launched our Holistic Health Summit, which we do in Tampa annually. We did it on the gut-brain connection. We're going to do longevity for next year, so we're excited about that, and going to Costa Rica for our wellness retreat. And for music, I'm honestly didn't go to many concerts in my life, but the ones I did love were the B-50. I grew up in New York, B-52s in Central Park. It was for Earth Fest, and I know, I just love them. And then I also Bon Jovi, and I did see Olivia Newton-John, and I did like her a lot. So.
Oh, very nice. All right. Are you going to speak for Karen? Yes. Okay. All right.
My name is Len Branswitz. I'm the elder statesman here. I've been doing this is my 38th year. Of doing natural medicine. I'm a registered pharmacist, board certified in clinical nutrition, and an NMD. And this is my wife, Karen, who's with me. And I dragged her here. But 1996, Three Rivers Stadium, Pink Floyd, outstanding outdoor concert. Best thing I'll never forget. I took my son that day and converted him into a Pink Floyd fan as well. Woo! And Karen, you would say, Moody Blues. Moody Blues.
Oh, nice. Classic. All right, my friend.
Outstanding.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Shedden. I own Blue Sky Health and Wellness. I'm a nurse practitioner. Been in functional medicine for 10 years. Been in nursing for 20. And my favorite concert of all time, I saw him 3 times in like 6 months, was Tom Petty, right before he died.
I knew you were going to say that. I love it. Would you like to tell everybody your favorite concert?
Oh, yeah. It was my son's K3 performance. It was fabulous. It was awesome. Stole the stage. So good. He'll be coming in here. He's in the pool. So when Luke walks in, just be like, Luke. No.
Good stuff, Trace. All right. She's eating, so I'm going to start on this side of the table. Go this way, and I'll come back to you.
All right, my name is Mark Hall. I own Orthomolecular Nutrition and Wellness Center. We've been in business about 20 years, and I think the last concert I went to was Chicago.
My name is Dr. Salva Mascati. I work at Mark Hall's clinic, where we do IV therapy for long-haul COVID vaccine injuries, lots of different types of anti-inflammatory IVs. I love working here. And my favorite concert was Bruno Mars at the Hollywood Bowl in LA. Oh. He sounds better live than on record.
I bet.
Yes.
I bet. That was fun. We'll have to dance later. You got me thinking about it.
Hi, my name is Dr. Martellati. I also work at Orthomolecular Nutrition, Mark Hall's clinic. So we do, as Dr. Mascati said, functional medicine. I also do PRP injections for joints like sports medicine, and also medicinal marijuana evaluations as well. So, oh yeah, the favorite concert. Yeah, Pink Floyd. That's it. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jorge Cisneros, and board-certified internist doing functional integrated medicine for the past 12 years, and with Berryman Health Group. And my favorite concert was Gypsy Kings.
Oh, very nice. And will you pass it to the lady?
Okay, I'm Dr. Peachy. I'm Aussie Peachy. I work for VeriMed. He invited me, and I'm completely new to this. Okay, and my favorite concert was with Camilo Sesto. I guess you don't know it.
No, I don't. But the way you said that was very romantic. I want to know it. Well, one of the reasons why we do this is, again, so that you have a chance to see everybody, hopefully network with people after our presentation, but know that, you have a lot more than the great mission in common, right? We all have great musical taste now. So you can connect on concert information as well. I'm really excited for the program tonight. JD, are you ready to rock and roll here? You're ready to go? All right, I'm going to tag you in.
My favorite concert?
What was your favorite concert? Yes, it was.
But let's go all the way back. Faith No More, Metallica, and Guns N' Roses concert. So left there with some stars.
So we did not introduce him formally, but this wonderful gentleman right here, his name, we go by Philly Phil, but Phil is in charge of all of our social media, our emails that you get, all of the videos that we produce, the Holistic Truth. He does so much, and now he is our official roadie, and we're excited to bring him with us to all of our events. And what's your favorite concert, Phil?
Nobody's gonna know this, but my favorite band is The Story So Far. So it's like a West Coast punk band, and going there, I knew every word to every song. So that was just like the best time ever.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. All right. Okay, JD.
And your favorite? Save the best for last.
Well, my favorite concert, it's hard to top Stevie Nicks live, being on the floor. She is just incredible.
Mine, yeah.
But, well, of course, twin. What did you expect? All right. So, you ready to tell them?
Yeah, this is
all
yours.
kinds of good stuff?
All right, so the second differentiator, the first difference of us and all the other companies, I have a lot of friends out there. I worked at Metagenics for years. Would have stayed there with Dr. Bland and the family, but they did sell the first time. So the biggest question I get is, what's the difference on us versus the other companies? Ones are what?
People.
Number two is our formulations. Let me tell you how they were developed. Dr. James Weiner was a co-founder with myself about 16 years ago. He was a chiropractor, nutritionist, worked with the Gerson Institute, Price Pottinger. He was a pioneer in the industry. And what he always complained about was that the ingredients and the products weren't comprehensive enough, right? You want to do a Candida protocol, it was 4 products. You want to restore the gut, it's 7 products. So the concept behind Nutritional Frontiers, we did this out of the Wellness Center, which we still own, is now called what?
The World of Wellness.
Yep, 3rd generation there, World of Wellness. And we do is we have all the brands you probably carry. You know the names. But if you look at the products, a lot of them aren't complete. You got to take 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 and 7 products. So the concept was, let's learn the ingredients that work well. Something like DMG. What's DMG?
Damn mighty good.
There we go.
Or dimethylglycine. Yes, I know the right name.
5 U.S. patents on DMG. So that's an ingredient we use in a lot of our formulations. It's a master methylator. In fact, Dr. Tracey did a seminar in Tampa a few years back, 4 hours on methylation, and DMG is a big part of her alphabet soup. So the ingredients are really important, but the comprehensiveness of the formulations are really important. So they're all developed in the clinic before we bring them out to you. We know ingredients work well. We want to put them in there so that you get a more comprehensive solution, so you get a better result and better profits. And why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah, because we don't sell on
Amazon. Okay, sorry. Wasn't sure where he was going with that one. All right.
So we do not sell the products on Amazon or direct. Do you guys like that we don't do that?
Yes. Yes, they got to come to you.
It's hard to tell sometimes because I walk in some of the clinics, those brands are all over the place. So they do affect your residual sales. So we have an affiliate program we'll talk about, but the formulas are different. They're created in a wellness center with Dr. Weiner's experience and all of our brand ambassadors. Dr. Len was a big part, Dr. Tracey, and now Jacqueline and Lori. And if anyone in the room, we were talking earlier, if you're interested in helping out with formulations, we're very open to it. So we can't do everything, but we're very open to your ideas. So let's talk from one of our brand ambassadors, what he likes about our company. You guys know Dr. Bob Rakowski? Does anyone know Dr. Bob? He was a speaker for years. So this is him on, where is he?
He's on a boat.
And where is this?
He's actually on the pirate ship. If you're here, local, you might know Captain Nemo's pirate ship out of Clearwater. That was during our professional training event last year, and we will be going back on said boat this year if you join us. It was a lot of fun.
So here's 34 seconds of wisdom.
All right, happy, beautiful evening. Dr. Bob Rakowski, functional medicine specialist, Houston, Texas. For about 5 years now, I've been working with Nutritional Frontiers. Absolutely love them. Detox formulas, absolutely the best. I love their calm days. By the way, I also love their Omega SPMs. If you're not familiar with those, might be the best advance in nutrition, who knows, of this entire century. What I love most about them, customer service, always putting their doctors first, helping us win through great products, great education, service second to none.
So that's Dr. Bob. He'll be speaking in Sankey. When is that event?
The first weekend in April.
April 5th through the 7th?
Yep, that's it.
And this is a weekend of personal and professional transformation. Right? It's time that we transform because the doctors that we work with, all of our healthcare professionals, are givers and give a lot out, right? And then we often become burnt out, we become sick. A lot of our clients have passed away. But we want to take some time, and really, what's the mission that weekend?
The mission that weekend is to, I don't know, you got me. Again, it's to transform.
We're going to have learning. We're going to have book signing by Dr. Tracey and anyone else that has books on our team. We're going to do yoga Saturday morning. We're going to do beach party Friday night. Do we have any music?
We have music. We have a beach party.
Who's performing? Rolling Stones?
No, not Rolling Stones. Jacqueline, who's performing? The Henleys.
Don
the
Henley's
local
Sons
band.
group, so
yes.
we got them. But it's a weekend of having fun, networking, really putting back in ourselves all the things we should be doing, right? Mind, body, and soul intelligence. That's the theme of the weekend.
Oh, that's the theme of the
Yes.
weekend. Okay, sorry.
And then we do yoga, we do the pirate ship, and we provide all the food and drinks, as many drinks as you guys can have, and some people like to have some drinks. Why am I looking over there? I don't know, but no, we like to have a good time. So you can come there, bring your staff. We encourage you to do that, and it's a nice weekend that we're going to all get together and really grow together for this year. Okay, so it's a nice weekend, first weekend in April. One other, we talk about improving patient outcomes. I want to share with you. This is from a allopathic medical doctor. That's a pediatrician, that his wife went to one of our docs, Dr. Edwin Lee in Orlando, and got really healthy. And then one of his staff, Jason, brought over Dr. Rowland to our VIP event like this. And he loved us, he loved working with us, and he started using some of the formulas. Let's just watch a couple of minutes before Tracey gets started. This is really interesting, because sometimes we forget, right, the power of one more, right? So good morning, everyone. I'm sitting here with Dr. Roland Gutierrez in Winter Park, Florida. Good morning, Doc. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Well, it's so nice to meet you early this year at our professional training event. And we have some exciting reports back from utilizing the protocol. You want to share that with us?
Sure, absolutely. I was a little bit speculative. I was a skeptic when I first got into functional medicine, being an allopathic traditional medicine for 30 years. That's my my cuckoo clock.
Well, we got the birds chirping and you're smiling, so let's keep rolling.
Well, I have this 27-year-old patient who got his master's degree. He's an engineer, very high-powered individual, but he came in and he said, you know what, I'm going to fly back home to my home country and I'm going to commit suicide there because I don't want my parents to have to deal with my body here. And I said, well, what's going on? I took a history. And I found that he had very severe adrenal fatigue, wasn't sleeping well, his diet was all over the place. So we fixed that with his diet, and we started him on Nutritional Frontiers, the Keep Calm kit, which included the sleep time, the Adrenamax. We put him on supplements from the company. And, you know, I kept in touch with him, obviously, you know, pretty much twice a day to make sure he was doing okay.
So he was on the Adrenamax, Super
Right.
B, Calm Day, and Sleep Time?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, what a great protocol.
Yeah, so a little skeptical again at first, but after the first week, he said, you know what, I'm gonna change my flight. I'm gonna stay in town. I said, no, that's great. And then after the second or third week, he said, you know, I'm feeling better. I said, that's great. I said, would you see a counselor to talk about what's going on? He said, yeah, sure, I'll see a counselor. At the 6th week, he came in, he said, I'm sleeping better, I'm feeling better, I'm happier, I don't want to kill myself anymore.
Oh my
So
God.
That's really fantastic. Now, and 2.5 months later, he's got this beautiful French girlfriend. I see him walking around. He gives me a
That
hug
was his
every time
favorite
he
part, I
sees
swear
me.
to God.
He said, thank you, Doc. You changed my life. And it was because of this company, Nutritional Frontiers, and their protocol and the medication, the supplements that there is better than any medications I could have given. And because of that, his life is saved. So thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Doc. I got chills all over, and you know that's what our mission is, to continue making the world healthy, one person at a time. And thanks for having the trust in us. Would you recommend us to any of your colleagues out there?
Oh, absolutely. If you're not using these products, then you are missing out, and your patients are missing out as well.
And we can use this video for any doctors, patients, and people out there?
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks so much, Doc. Wow, is that powerful? Wow. Yeah. Don't underestimate your impact, right? That one more, right? Just from Jason telling Doc to come to our event, right? And that's what Lori's done tonight, and so many people have done. That one more phone call or text or email, that one more event could be life-changing and actually save this young man's life. So our number one difference is people. Number
Yep.
2, formulas. And number 3,
Our
sit behind-
business model.
Oh, there we go.
See? I'm catching on.
And
Okay,
our
it's good.
foundation of our business model and your background, this woman is a turnaround specialist and really a master in higher education, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's our number one business solution.
It's education.
And how do people join us for education other than the VIP?
Other than now, or the professional training event, where the theme is mind, body, and soul intelligence. Yeah? Okay, I'm catching on. The other ways, we're actually launching something new this year that I'm extremely excited and passionate about. It's called NFU EDU. Because
NFU?
NFU.
I like that, NFU.
EDU. I had to throw that in there so that it's not too offensive. But those of us New Yorkers really stop, with NFU. But it's an opportunity for you to take courses. And so our first course, our premier course that we're launching is the Beyond the Bloodwork course that we piloted with Dr. Tracey Stroup. And tonight you're going to get a snippet of that, just a taste. But we have the course available online where you can take it on demand. And it's the first of many. And so if you're passionate about teaching others, you've got a course in mind that you would love to talk about or launch. I keep trying to get that cute lady back there next to her to give me a few of her materials. And hopefully Jacqueline Shedden will have another course that we'll offer later this year. But we're going to be putting training up and making it available to you. Some of you get the benefit of having people like Lori come out to you and do our focus on our quarterly focus, which is weight loss, detox, and GI. You can give me a second, All right, anyway, we have weight loss. Those products are over there behind Tracey, behind the window. Vanna, give me a can you right behind Tracey's head. Thank you very much.
There you go,
okay.
double.
All right.
37 pounds. Just
Fabulous. Okay. So we will also offer that training online as well. We have PowerPoints and things like that you can use for educational events. You can also ask Lori to come out and do a training not only for your staff, but maybe a wellness event in your location, a patient wellness event. She's happy to do that, and we're happy to provide samples.
In addition, one of the great benefits that we have, and we're so blessed to have, he's been a mentor of mine, a colleague, and is Dr. Len Bransowitz, on our team as a brand ambassador. And Len's retired, but don't tell him, right? So we keep bringing him back on the team, and Len's available to help you because his background being a traditional trained pharmacist to now NMD, CCN, and he helps a lot of clients with some of the challenging things that you're dealing with. You want to comment at all, Len?
Yeah, after so many years, I remember when I first started studying at the University of Cincinnati, I walked into one of the libraries and there was walls and walls of books, and I wanted to buy every one of those because I thought I need to become book smart. And over the years, and I'll never forget sitting down with one of my early instructors, and he said, eventually you're going to store it all up here. And after doing it for so long, you start to store a lot. Now, I still reference a lot of books, but I like to share, and Jamie will tell you, I've known Jamie for 25 plus years. I love the challenge of difficult cases, those that there doesn't seem to be an out with, or there seems to be no other recourse. I'm dealing right now with a gal in upstate New York with anal cancer, and they just basically pulled the plug and said there was nothing they could do. Well, I don't accept that, and I'm going to try to do a few things to try to assist her on that. So
let's finish with the GI complete anal. That was perfect.
If you have any questions or you get stuck on something, feel free to reach out. I may or may not have the answer. If I don't, believe me, I will try to check it out and find out by doing my own research if I can find you some answers. So feel free. You have a question, you have a comment, a tough case, please just give a call.
Yeah, Dr. Len is very humble, but he gets cases from Mayo Clinic that they can't solve, okay? So he is a resident genius back there. We love him and adore him, and are so happy that he's making himself available to all of our Nutritional Frontiers clients. So
And he's
thank
very
you.
generous, so you can share the numbers, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
Could you share one of those interesting cases with us?
Yes. I have a young girl, the daughter of a dear friend of ours, who has a joint dysfunction. She has a joint dysfunction where she has hypersensitivity and she can actually move her joints in 360 degrees. And we had to identify it. And she did go to the Mayo Clinic. This is where I got involved with the Mayo. And we did a research piece doing DNA analysis of her. And we've gone deep inside and tracked through all the various tiers of what would be expected if we didn't intercept some of the things that we're doing with her. She's right now on semaglutide. We're trying to solve some of the blood sugar issues, but she's had everything from breast issues to hormonal dysfunction to emotional issues, and all of these were very predictable at the very beginning. And we gave a chart that we actually composed on this gal that is now being taught at Mayo Clinic, where we actually track through the way to test through this, how to work your way down, and where to intercept it along the way. So this is a gal right now who's in her senior year at Kennesaw State, and she's gone from a complete meltdown where she was going to be dropping out of school, had all just total dysfunction, where she's back to normality now, and she's going to be finishing up and be a senior this year. So we were happy to be able to see that, and the Mayo Clinic was just astounded.
Yeah, so it's interesting, at the professional training event we held last year, there was a doctor that was visiting just the resort from the Mayo Clinic who told us that they are actually finally starting a functional medicine wing at the Mayo Clinic just this year. So yay, we're getting out there, people. It's starting to happen. All right, JD.
So thanks so much, Dr. Len, for sharing that. So I just want to finish with a quick video here. You mentioned colon cancer, right? And this is the power of some of our formulas. Anyone try the margarita we were passing around? That's GI complete. So number 1 or 2 cells, depending on the month. But that's about 7 products in one. And what's that for?
It is to heal and seal the gut.
Yeah, leaky gut, autoimmune conditions, things like that. Great formula. Comes in lemon lime and also raspberry. So we're just going to play this to wrap it up. And then Dr. Tracey's going to come up here.
So I was diagnosed literally 1 year and 1 day ago with stage 4 inoperable chemo-resistant aggressive colon cancer. And in that year, I've been able to pivot to a diagnosis of NED within 9 months.
Wow.
But I was just sharing, as my celebratory trip, I went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. and forgot some things. And one of the things I forgot was the GI Complete. And I could feel it towards the end of my trip, realizing, oh, there's something that's not right. And I kept thinking I honestly thought, do I have cancer again?
Oh, no.
And so I scheduled a PET scan, scheduled a ctDNA to just make sure everything was clear. But I flew back in. The day I flew back in, I did a double dose of the GI Complete. Everything was cleared up. Luckily, all the scans and everything showed I was still cancer-free, but it just goes to show how important that one medicine is to truly help you have the best experience possible. So thank you so much.
Speaking of the devil, that's my
There's
son
Zach.
waiting
And
from
his fiancée.
Cancun. Phil,
Yeah.
that was good
Yep.
the way
Good stuff.
you took him in live. So
Yep.
thanks so much, folks. We're going to have our featured speaker here tonight, Dr. Tracey Stroup. She's been a fantastic partner, friend, colleague, and mentor of mine. You talk about an intelligent woman that really is courageous with her fight for medical freedoms, naturopath. She's been a VP at Trinity. She was a VP at Nutritional Frontiers. And she's been a close friend and partner of us. And she is my favorite speaker. I know I'm biased. I'm sorry, Len, but, you know.
No pressure. No pressure to deliver, Trace.
The reason everyone loves her as a speaker, we had one of my clients sat up front for her presentation, and he's very tough. And on the first break, he goes, she's amazing. I go, oh, thank God, right? But she brings the clinical efficacy. She brings the application of it, all the science, and more important, a lot of passion. Let's give a nice warm welcome to Dr. Tracey Stroup.
Oh, that's bright. All right, do we have a PowerPoint? Guys, honestly, there's only 62 slides. No, I'm just kidding. There's how many? 10? 11? I don't work from slides. In your packet is the CBC with differential if you want to pull that out. How many people run blood work as part of your practice? Okay, awesome. How many people do not use blood work? The other half? Yeah. It's because you can't raise your arm. It's like, oh, can't hit the button. So I'm Tracey. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. Calm down. It's okay. I'm still smart. I'm really pleased to be here. I first want to say two things. Number one, Jamie was talking about Dr. Jeffrey Bland. Do you guys know who he is? Father of functional medicine. He's wonderful. I did an interview with him today. And he told me that Jamie Dorley was one of the most important people at the most pivotal time in the history of natural health and functional medicine. So good job, Jamie, for being there for Dr. Bland when you worked with Metagenic. I'm also vice president of GetHealthy.store. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but if you use FullScript, I always explain Get Healthy as if Amazon and FullScript would have a baby, it would be us. On the front, we're a full dispensary store. We offer wellness categories across 8 different categories: food, nutrition, personal care. We have what's called an API integration or a virtual distribution with every brand. We have over 300 brands, including Nutritional Frontiers. And they're the #1 seller on our tech by 500,000 above every other brand that you can think of. 500,000. So. Do I have a slide advancer, or do you? Are you my slide advancer?
It's not working
Next
right
slide.
now, so I'll do it.
Next slide, Phil. Thanks. So I am a naturopathic doctor. I've been in the industry about 21 years. So I approach health from a foundational, functional realm, probably from the beginning. Nutrition, hydration, movement, sleep, elimination, emotional, spiritual wellness. I go with simplicity: tree, ground, run, swim, fly. If it falls from a tree, grows from the ground, runs in a field, swims in the ocean, flies in the sky, organic, non-GMO, you can eat it. That's it. I don't do any specific diets unless something's really, really needed. But when I got into blood work, what I noticed were patterns between different things. So I took an old system and put new eyes on it. These are my opinions, but there is research behind what I say, and we're going to talk about a few concepts like molecular mimicry, things that have been mentioned in the Journal of American Medical Association Neuroscience that's not being practiced right now because no one's talking about it, and things with long-haul COVID that you should really pay attention to, because long haulers COVID is activation of old viral infections, is basically what it is. Next slide. Put the camera down. So tonight we're going to talk about functional levels. And if you look at this CBC with differential, this is one part of your baseline blood work. You can save your clients and patients thousands of dollars on testing by running a baseline panel. Thousands of dollars. It's not that I don't do Dutch complete tests or other GI mapping, but I really have found that it's not actually necessary anymore. I can get to the root from a baseline blood panel that costs about $100 for a client or a patient, and they will do it out of pocket. You can script it, and they're not complaining about how expensive functional medicine is. You know, we have to break this model. I'm going to tell you, I work in the health freedom space. I'm a lobbyist at Pennsylvania state level. I go and I talk to the senators all the time about health choice. The words medical freedom are an oxymoron. There's no freedom in medicine. You are not free as medical physicians to practice as you want because the health insurance policies dictate what you can do and prescribe. And people are not free to choose you. You wonderful practitioners here, and allow the health insurance to reimburse them or pay for the appointment. And if you don't do what they say or sign on the dotted line according to that insurance company's policy, you don't get your full reimbursement. We know how this all works. So you as the ambassadors of true health freedom, most of you, how many do a full cash-based practice now? Okay, great. How many still take some insurance? Okay, and that's fine. I'm just saying that for most of the people out there, there has been an indoctrination mindset that paying out of pocket for your investment into health is somehow wrong, but waiting to get sick and paying month over month for a policy that's $700 to $800 a month, and it's really a disease management policy, it's not a health policy. 91.7% of people have insurance in this country. 91.7%. And we are still the fattest, sickest country in the world. The investment of dollars are in the wrong place. I can honestly tell you they should be in your pockets, all of it. Because if people would pay each and every one of you $700 a month to take care of them, right? Nobody would be sick. It'd be amazing. That's health freedom, and that's what we have to teach people. So I don't teach this just to practitioners. I teach this to my clients. I teach them how to take their health back, because when they take it back in their own hands, and they're like, hey, I can read my own CBC, and they call me up and say, Tracey, do I need to do nutraglutide and glucolyze because, you know, my blood sugar's a little bit out of balance? And I say, yes, here's the link. That's empowerment. Guys, we're gonna run out of us. The chair to chair is tough. It's wearing on you, it's wearing on us as a society. We need to take the next level up and become educators. That's what doctor means. It's Latin for teacher. We are teachers of true health, and what's happening is they're trying to take that away because they have you bound by licensing and insurance policies. We got to break the mold. So I'm a naturopathic doctor. I'm not licensed, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm actually happy that I'm not. I'm bound to nobody. So a lot of people ask me, what's my credentials? And that's a fair question. But I can read a 19-page study as easy as anybody else, and I do. I research a lot. I'm an intellectual capitalist, and I learn from every single person in this room. I'm a nobody that God thought was somebody and put me on a stage. So here I am. Choose me, right? So that's what we all have to say. We all have to stand up. You know enough. You probably know more than I do. And walking out of here, I hope what we share tonight is empowering to you. And I hope if you take anything, it's empower the next person, because that's what we need to do. We need to kind of raise this up, this health freedom movement. Next slide. No, stay there. Go back. Go forward. No, I'm just kidding. Stay there. So, you know, measurements in blood, they can come in all different ways, shapes, and sizes. Just so you know, I'm sure you're familiar with this. I'm not going to waste time teaching you about blood work. I'm sure everybody here knows. Boop. Next slide. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is just the CBC, but when I teach the whole course, I teach the CBC with differential, the comprehensive metabolic panel, the lipid panel, and serum iron. By far, if anything, please teach your clients and patients that cholesterol is not the enemy. By far. It is criminal fraud. That should be medical negligence to put people on a statin, by far, because it doesn't reduce anything. If you know what cholesterol does, you know that low-density lipoproteins carry out vitamin D, E, A, K. They also carry out cholesterol and triglycerides, which insulin then causes the cell sites, the receptors, to say, hey, I'm ready, and they receive that nutrition. The HDLs come out like a tugboat and drag the LDLs back to the liver. If they're not going back to the liver, there's an issue. You're also going to have hormone issues. So there's no segregation of cardiovascular, diabetic. It's all immune function. Everything is immune function, and that's why I start with the CBC, because there is no segregation in health. Your body functions wholly, and that's what we have to teach people. Next slide, please, Phil. So complete blood count. There's a lot that can be revealed here. This concentrates on 3 types of blood cells, white, red, and platelets. But it's overall, it's going to tell me about underlying conditions. You can see whether somebody needs to be tested for MTHFR mutation in the CBC. I'll teach you how to look at that. If they have iron need, if there's viruses, bacteria, their gut health, what the viscosity of their blood is, and if there is a potential of autoimmune through molecular mimicry. Does anyone know that concept, molecular mimicry? Yeah. Friendly fire, right? It's where the underlying instigators are just enough to infect enough cells that your body can't differentiate. Pandas is a prime example of molecular mimicry. It's streptococcus on the neuroreceptors of the brain. Your body can't differentiate the cells. And so instead of these poor kids and people being treated for strep infection and pulling it to the blood, which I use different processes to do that, and then they can utilize antibiotics if necessary, or you could use high-level doses of Nattokin Plus, right? Systemic enzyme therapy that will break biocells, biofilms, proteins inside. And that's what happens from here up. We're treating mental illness with repression therapy, pills, you know, all kinds of things to keep people sane, rather than looking at infection. In the Journal of American Medical Association, Neuroscience did a study on molecular mimicry, and they published that over 90% of mental illness is underlying infection. And how many people read that? None. You can look that up, Lynn. Next slide. Just call Lynn if you want the study. So comprehensive metabolic test, also known as the chemistry panel. This measures glucose levels, fluids, electrolyte balance, but I also look for leaky gut. How many tests do you have for leaky gut, right? Blood spot, this test, $300-400, gives you zonulin, it gives you all kinds of candida. You can see it in the total protein and also the globulin. Yep, you can see it. Also, amino acid needs. It's the first marker I'm going to look at if someone says that they come to me with a diagnosis of cancer. I'm going to look at their albumin. I want to see how many amino acids are getting through, because your amino acids are your communicators. They're the vowels in the words of communication. And if you don't have the vowels, your body's speaking Hebrew, and nobody understands that language anymore. So next slide. All right, lipid panel, we talked about this. These are different types of triglycerides, fat, cholesterol. 3 things: hormone imbalances, brain building, vascular integrity. That's what I look for. I'm sorry. That's what I look for the comprehensive metabolic. I'm just going to lecture from over here. So anyway, well, no, I'm just kidding. All right, next slide. All right, and then your serum iron panel. Iron is in every cell in the body. I look at it as a conductor, as potential to healing. You cannot balance hormones without balancing blood sugar. It's impossible. You cannot. So you have people with PCOS, you have people with all kinds of hormone issues today. Right? So you look at that comprehensive metabolic, you're going to balance the blood sugar first. We talked about that today with Dr. Jeff Bland. He said the future of immune health is knowing where the dysfunction is. He said CGMs, continuous glucose monitors, are one of the best inventions. He said no time in history have we had all of this information about inflammatory markers and health and immunity. He said your Apple Watch, all the things, the Oura rings. You guys, we have so much information now. We need to learn how to use it as a predictor of people that are going down the wrong path. So when I look at a serum iron panel, I'm looking for inflammation, underlying infection. I'm going to bounce back to the CBC. I'm also looking if there's anything stealing the iron. Does anybody know the top 2 thieves of iron going from ferritin to your comprehensive or your CBC? Anybody know? Parasites, that's a good one. Yes, it's on the top 3. Top 2, though. Epstein-Barr's, yep, EBV, and H. pylori. So you have 2 that are big. And H. pylori can be just one number under being diagnosed, and they'll say they don't have it. So we have to look at this word normal when it comes to testing. Remember that blood in the blood work was taken from sick people. There wasn't thousands of people going to the hospital saying, can you take my blood? Can you have this? So what they did was they went around and compiled from thousands of sick people this blood panel. And so if you look at thyroid ranges, just TSH in general, 0.45, they moved it. It was 5, they moved it to 0.45 to 4.5. In that span is normal. But I know people that don't feel good at 2.9. I know people that don't feel well at 0.7. But it's normal. So they'll say, oh, your blood work's normal. And so people are walking out of medical offices feeling like something else is wrong. And they go back and they say, I just don't feel right. I'm not myself. And the doctor will say, well, maybe you're depressed. Here. Maybe you have anxiety. Here's a pill. Everything's in normal range. But the body can't heal unless it's functional. These numbers have to be smaller. Normal's a 4-lane highway. But if I keep cruising over into your lane and cruising back out of your lane and cruising back in, I'm going to stress you out. And so our functional lane is finding where that person is functionally. And what I tell my clients is when you feel good, when you feel great and everything is balanced and you are ready to fire me because I did such a great job, go get your blood work done then. That's your functional. And that's what they keep as a measurement. So you got to get them there first. Okay? Next slide. All right. So go back one. Everyone take this out. We're going to walk through this. You can take notes here. We're going to go through some formulations. So the CBC with differential, the first one that we're going to look at is white blood cell count. Okay? Your white blood cells obviously are the cells for immunity. They are going to differentiate themselves into neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, and lymphocytes. That's why it's called a differential. For females and males, you can see the functional numbers. Females, I like the white blood cell count between 3.9 and 4.5. For males, I like it between 4.4 and 4.9. It's a lot smaller than the normal. If they fall below that, you're going to look for an iron need. Now, people will say, how many of these until I can say they need iron? I usually say 2 to 3, but you're the practitioner. Listen to the symptomology. We don't treat the test. We talk to the person. So if they keep telling you, my legs are heavy, I can't sleep at night, I can't catch my breath, I'm fatigued all the time, and they have 2 factors that are below the normal here, I'll give them a little bit of iron for a month. Easy iron works really well at Nutritional Frontiers. It has the Ferroshell iron. It's a patented trademarked iron. It does not cause constipation. Very well absorbed. Works really great. If they are above that number, they're a poor methylator. Does that mean you run out and do an MTHFR mutation test on them? You can. But it's not necessary. If you know they stink at methylation, they stink at methylation, right? And what is methylation? It's putting a methyl group on something to either activate it to do something or to silence it. In order for your body's immune system to silence a virus or a bacteria, it has to methylate it. So that's why it's part of your immune system. In order to regenerate a new cell, it has to methylate it. So methylation is a group that binds with amino acids and creates a catalytic function in your body for cellular repair or detoxification. Everything's connected to methylation. So it's key. If you have somebody that's a poor methylator, they can't heal. It's just not going to happen. Okay? So below iron need, above methylation. So what do we use at Nutritional Frontiers to kind of amplify methylation? Well, my personal favorite, dimethylglycine, DMG, darn mighty good. Dimethylglycine in itself is a methyl group. It was actually utilized in the 60s for the Olympic Games with Russia. It was banned in the United States because of its studies on cancer. It's incredible. There's a book called Building Wellness with DMG by Dr. Kendall. He's a PhD, over 40 patents at one time on dimethylglycine, numerous studies on DMG. And in itself, you can take it and it'll donate a methyl group as it breaks down from dimethylglycine all the way to cysteine. And it will give of itself these methyl groups that sit there and can biohack around any MTHFR mutation. Okay, it's amazing. The dosage that you don't want to go over is 4,000 chewables a day. Write that down because you know. That was actually the study. I can't imagine the guy sitting doing the clinical trial like, no, seriously, 4,001, I just can't do it. You know, whoo, I'm packed. Like, you know, poor guy. Hope he got his 1250. So it's a great one. DMG is coming around, guys. You know, passing around. Yeah, let's just give away NF supplements tonight. Who wants it? Just pop them open. They taste good. There's also a liquid that I really like, and honestly, I utilize this for spectrum children a lot. Anybody with any type of brain injury, any poor methylator, that's all of us guys. A DMG a day for you will do you just fine. No contraindications. You can use it while pregnant. It's a beautiful supplement. Kids love it. They'll take it. They don't fight you on it. Right? Especially if you hold them down a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. Go through that. So, but they do like it. They taste pretty good. Okay? The other formulations that I like, Women's Complete, Men's Complete, Super B Complete. All of them have the right forms, the right amount, and nothing else. I'm not going to go into details. You can check out the labels, but methylated, bioavailable, quadrifolic, all the familiar patented trademarked ingredients. When Jamie talks about quality, they have it. Okay? All right, red blood cell count. Oh, wait a minute. I'm still back to white blood cell. What? Like, what?
If you don't have a problem with methylation,
Yes, you do.
Because Pamela Smith always said you shouldn't give methylated, vitamins. Or
That's okay. You can still give DMG because it's almost like homeopathy. Your body will only take what it needs.
A small amount.
The molecular group sits there. So she said, what if you don't have a methylation issue? So first, I would say if you live on the earth, we're probably a low methylator. Poor sleep, stress, okay? Anybody have stress here? Nah, forget it. None of you have stress. Forget it. You don't need anything. But if you do have those things, dimethylglycine is safe to utilize because it just has a methyl pool that your body can pull from. And so when we saw SARS-CoV-2 come in, right, and or the vaccine, which was the synthetic nanolipid particle, and I used to lecture with Dr. Judy Mikovits, so I get it. What happened was when that SARS-CoV-2 came in, or that nanolipid particle came in, your body had to silence it. It didn't know what it was. It was a new strain. They didn't know what it was. And so in order to do that, it needed a methyl group. The reason that people are suffering through long haulers is because they don't have enough methyl groups to silence the viruses and bacteria that were already in their body taken care of. Their immune system took care of it. It pulled that methyl group off and activated the underlying infections. Your long haulers is underlying Epstein-Barr. Your long haulers is underlying herpes. It's underlying cyclomegaliovirus. It's underlying Lyme's. That's why you're seeing everything pop up now. It's not just popping up. We're seeing RSV in kids pop up all over the place. Why? Well, number one, they jab them to death. But number two, they're poor methylators. These kids don't eat right. They don't sleep right. They have their face in an iPad 24/7. You know, if they were good moms like me, their child would be swimming by himself in a pool right now. I'm sure it's Salt, and he's fine. He's a great swimmer. He's certified, so he's good. I checked on him 3 times. Phil, go check on my kid. Okay. All right, so, I want to go back to white blood cell count because I skipped over that. I don't know why I do that every time. But below 5, guys, when you see that on a CBC, look for a chronic infection. Okay, it's been there a while, it's been missed. It's not enough that it's going to show up on these big titer tests, right? Epstein-Barr for one. I'll send people for a 4-part titer test on EBV. The practitioner will send it back to me or whomever, and I'll look at it, and they'll say, well, it's not high enough to be diagnosable. But if you know anything about Epstein-Barr, it has different time frames of where it peaks. That's why there's 4 different tests for it, because it doesn't all peak at one time. So you can literally have flares of Epstein-Barr that happen based on stress in your life, poor diet, another infection. And these people, they'll have like a reoccurrence of Borrelia or Lyme, and they're fighting it, and they're fighting it, and they're doing the antibiotics, and nothing's working, and nobody's testing for EBV. Because one of the biggest activators of EBV is Borrelia infection. Second one was SARS-CoV-2. You'll never see EBV without mycoplasma, mold. So everyone's chasing mold, no one chases EBV. So when I do a CBC, the differential tells me who's the biggest culprit I have to go after right now. And then I do another one. And guess what? For $10, I get a lot of information every month. Like, I'm like, just go get the CBC, let's see what's going on, right? Just go get the CBC. So it's a really valuable tool. Do you have a question, sir?
Yeah, but value, did you say if it was under 5?
Yeah, it's right up here. So here's your functional ranges in column 2. So below 5, chronic infection. Above 8, you're looking at something acute. Okay? So, you know, my grandmother, she would go wackadoodle when she got bladder infections. Yeah, she'd call me and be like, people are chasing me. I'm like, no, you just, you know, drink some water. Here's some UT cleanse. But they wanted to keep giving her antibiotics, so anyway. So I just wanted to address that. My 2 favorite for immune is Immunomax, number 1. I'm never going to go away from Immunomax. I love the whole formula. The 1,3 beta-glucans, everything that's in it, there's a whole label. And I'm not afraid to max dose it. I'm not afraid to give people 6 a day. You know, I think we're afraid of nutrition. Everyone's like, well, take 2. I'm like, yeah, take 2 every hour till you feel better, then call me and I'll tell you what to do next. And I'm going to charge you for that call. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. But it's true. I mean, we can't tiptoe through this illness anymore. People are deficient, they're poor methylators, and they're sick. And they don't get better by 2 capsules a day. They get better by therapeutic doses. And Dr. Bob Rakowski will dose therapeutically every hour for 7 days. Every hour. I was like, whoa. But guess what? His people get better, and they get better fast, because we're in this kind of world. Instant gratification. I want to feel better now. And if you don't make me feel better now, I'm going to hop to the next practitioner and the next practitioner. We got practitioner hoppers. So we have to slow society down and set the expectation. This is a journey, and you're going to get to your next health destination, which isn't total health. It's just the next step. And so I tell my people, for vaccine injury, you're looking at 15 months minimum. So plan for it. Health invest. I had somebody ask me today, you know, what do I do? It's $400 a month for supplements and food. I was like, why don't you drop your insurance, get a catastrophic policy, and put your money towards where health really is? And they were like, oh. I said, stop buying the Starbucks coffee every morning, carpool to work, figure it out. Do you want health or do you not? Because you either invest in your health today or you pay for your disease tomorrow. That's how it works.
Quick question. Your protocol that you're talking about, the therapeutic dosing, this is for acute infections, I assume, right? Not for chronic.
Both.
Either.
Both. Okay. And it depends on what it is, so I'll get to the differentials, and then there's like a stacking, okay? The immune, the new formulation, Immune Boost, has higher levels, great formula, and my husband, right before I left, got sick. Of course he did. He gets sick every time I leave. So he's just like, oh, no, you're leaving. And I'm like, you're fine, get up. Taking the small one with me, you keep the big one, he's more trouble. So he tried to fake sick. No, actually, he got really sick, and I utilized Immunomax and Immune Boost, and I gave him 15, sorry, you can do what I do or not, 15 of the Immune Boost a day for 3 days.
Divided doses?
Divided doses, yeah. What?
Zinc.
What?
My rate limiting thing is the zinc. He tolerated it, no nausea?
No, he didn't. Well, he said he was sick, but I was like, get up. I'm like, what's wrong? I was like, I gotta go. No, I'm just kidding. So the dosage is 5 capsules, just so you guys know. It's 5. So that's fine. It's a good boost. But he was sick, and I had to fly to Florida. So I was like, let's do 15. And I gave him divided doses, and he was eating. He was like sniffy, sniffy, cough, cough. I don't think he was too nauseous. He was all right. I threw him in the sauna. He got better in the sauna. I was like, get in the sauna. So he did that for 3 days and it kicked it. Now, with that is support, you know, and you have to measure the person you're working with. I know my husband, and I know what level of torture I like to put on. No, he's great. But to be perfectly honest, you got to know your client. My husband's 230 pounds, 6'2", like he's not a small dude. You know, 5 capsules wasn't going to kick that for him. I would not do that to a smaller person, 150 pounds, probably not. So don't be afraid of nutrition. That is my primary point. Okay? All right, so moving to the hemoglobin, this is a protein that's contained within the RBC, and it sends oxygen from the lungs to the tissues. So this is about oxygen saturation. Again, the first 5 or 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, are going to tell you about iron need, and if someone's low in iron, even if it's just on the CBC, they're going to be low oxygen. They're not going to have the potential to transfer oxygen cellularly. And so they're going to have a hard time breathing, they're going to have respiration issues, they're going to have blood pressure issues, because their body's pressure is going to rise to be able to force blood through to the vessels to get it into the cells. But if there's nothing to deliver, there's no oxygen capacity. So you have to look at hemoglobin, hematocrit, MCV, mean corpus value. That's how big something's going to get. So if I wanted to square up against this nice lady who I was just like, come on, you know, I'm going to get big on her. And she's going to be like, whoa, you are intimidating. Just act intimidated. So, but that's what your red blood cells do. When they're looking for something, they're going to get bigger. So they're going to try to take up more space. So when people say their platelets are big or their blood is big or they come back with whatever terms they're using, you have to kind of decipher by looking at this and saying, oh, is it getting bigger because it's looking for iron, or is it getting bigger because it's looking for methylation? And that's where your high-lows come in, okay? So make sure that you're simplifying this. I always look for 2 or 3 here before I make a decision. Everybody benefits from a multivitamin, everybody. Everybody can benefit for a round of iron if they need it for a month. Nobody's gonna get iron poisoning. You'll get these women come in and say, oh, I'm not supposed to take iron, I've went through menopause. I'm like, well, then you can't eat any food anymore for the rest of your life. You know, it's like, oh, right? I'm like, everybody that has no nutritional education, stop talking. But that's what we're dealing with. So you're constantly defending yourself in this space of like, no, it's okay, you can take it. No, you're not going to die of, you know, iron poisoning. But just so you're aware, the Fair Shell is great. I utilize it. I like it. If it's for a child and they can't swallow pills, you can go to something different, things like you know, beef liver, and or you can utilize tinctures that are good. There's good herbal iron formulas that are in liquid forms. Just think it through. Okay, so let's move down to platelets. I mean, this one was big. One of the things that I do utilize is if these are, you know, small cells, they help the blood clot, but if they are high, if your platelets are high, you're risking clots because you got a lot of little pieces in there. This is how many people use systemic enzyme therapy? Okay, good. So systemic enzyme therapy is utilizing different enzymes such as protease, nattokinase, and serrapeptase in conjunction with other herbs or nutrition, whatever formulation you use. I prefer Nattokin Plus. Guys, I'm gonna debunk some myths tonight, okay? 1, you cannot hurt the stomach by taking high amounts of protease. It's not possible, okay? Number 2, we don't take enough. You have to take a lot. I would give 2 to 5 Nattokin 3 to 4 times a day on an empty stomach, if possible. If people can't do that, because it has to be doable, right? Break the capsules open, put it in water, and have them shoot down 10 at a time. Don't be afraid of nutrition, because it's just enzymes. The nattokinase is going to eat the biofilm, and I think Peter McCullough kind of brought it back. He made it sexy again, right? Peter's like, nattokinase, I'm brilliant. I was like, well, we've been doing that since God was a boy, but I'm really proud of you. Like, so, but he brought it to the forefront, and that's what we need. We need recognition on what we do. And so he said, like, hey, if everybody would take this for fibrogen markers, right? Because he was looking at clotting, and so it works. So it does work for that particular issue. It works for inflammation. It works for ear infections. I use systemic enzyme therapy for everything. And in fact, systemic enzyme therapy activates NF-kappa B. And that is the most important thing to take out of this lecture, If you look up the mechanisms of protease alone, nattokinase and serrapeptase on NF-kappa B, you will see that it further activates P53. P53 is your anti-cancer transcriber. It's the guy that activates the 4 genes that say, check the cell, can we fix the cell, kill the cell, recycle the cell. That's apoptosis. That's what systemic enzyme therapy does. I use it for anyone that has Lyme. I use it for anyone that has underlying viruses. Nattokin is awesome, high doses. Break the capsules open. If people can only do it twice a day, break them open and have them take megadose in the morning, mega at night. Yes?
10 in the morning, 10 at night.
Depends on the person. You could start with 5. You know, you don't want a massive clearing reaction, right? Because it's going to go and break biofilms. Yeah. You need to be able to support it. So if you're giving IV therapy, you got to know what to expect, right? So if it's a smaller child, if it's a person, they're really sick, start conservatively, see how they react to it, because it is going to break down the biofilms. That bacteria, virus, whatever is going to come into the blood, and you need to be able to do something with it. Whether that's IVIG or PRP, which is incredible for molecular mimicry. I just want you to know that. The studies out on that are unbelievable with kids that have pandas. I mean, unbelievable. So the IgG product that Jamie has here, I'm not afraid to give people 3 to 5 scoops. It's a small container, so they get upset with me. They're like, that's only gonna last me 7 days. I'm like, but then you're gonna live so many more years, yay. Let's all invest. So
because of the NF-kappa B and the P53, potentially also for cancer patients?
Yeah, absolutely. She asked, would it be good if somebody was diagnosed with cancer to use systemic enzyme therapy? The answer is yes, of course. So systemic or metastatic bone cancer, that's osteoclast and osteoblast, right? That's the mechanism ivermectin works in. It modulates purinergic immune modulation in osteoclast and osteoblast. It works better on harder tissues rather than softer tissues. So you can use proteolytic enzyme, CBD, and ivermectin. Not that that cure, treats, or diagnoses anything at all. It's just an opinion. There's studies on it, I'm sure. Len, is there a study? Study, please. All right, so let's get into neutrophils. So I've given you the ranges, guys. I'm not going to go on the ranges high-low. You can read the explanation next to it. Neutrophils. This tells me about bacteria in your body. Okay? And that can be any bacteria. What is it? I don't know. You might need further testing, but if I see somebody with high neutrophils, the very first thing I'm going to ask is about their digestion. All health begins in the gut. All of it. That's your microbiome. And actually, it's called a microbiota. Our term isn't even correct. The word microbiome wasn't even a word, right? Exactly. So microbiota is actually the genetic makeup of probiotics. And so probiotics are more predictive of chronic disease than your genes themselves. And that's all the new rave now. Don't forget about superbiotics. Don't forget about Saccharomyces boulardii. Don't forget about frontier biotics. It has to be part of your immune protocols. It has to be. Because trust me, no one's walking into your office like, my digestion feels great, and I eat great, and just everything's great. Like, I'd be like, yes, you're my favorite client. That never happens. Because they walk in, they're usually butting out a cigarette in the parking lot, throwing the McDonald's bag. Yeah, they walk in, they're like, this just came on suddenly. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? I'm as shocked as you are. So we want to make sure that we are addressing the gut health. GI Complete. It has so many nutrients in it. It's a comprehensive formula that decreases the inflammation. It has the slippery elm, the deglycerized licorice. It has DMG, and that's what you'll find with the NF products, dimethylglycine. It's a driver. It's going to drive because it's a methylator. So it's a great product. I use a scoop of that, a scoop of the IgG and probiotics as my gut. And you probably say, well, this is a lot. Like, what do you do with all this? Well, I phase it, because we have to make it, so there's compliance in it, right? We have to make it affordable. We have to make it livable. I can't give somebody like 17 bottles of supplements and, So that's why I love the multiple delivery systems, because if you can get somebody drinking a shake in the morning like Ultimate Shake, which has your macro and micronutrients, full panel of B vitamins and nutrition, plus a phase 1 through phase 3 detoxification pathway with DMG, with NAC. It's an amazing shake, and it actually tastes good. I'm not gonna lie, it really tastes good. Like I'm not a shake person, but I love that. And then I put a scoop of the chocolate grains in there. You just mix it with water, it's delicious, but if you wanna use an alternative milk or something else, coconut water, whatever you like, it's really, really good. And so that replaces the multi and the phytonutrients, plus the greens have probiotics in them, so we've covered that. Now you add the GI Complete, and they haven't even got to a pill yet. And you've covered the multivitamin, the phytonutrients, the probiotics, and the gut health. Okay, check, check. Now you can go after whatever the instigator is, and to them, they're drinking a shake and taking 2 supplements. And they walk out thinking you're the most amazing practitioner in the world, and you're not that practitioner that overpilled them. Right? And maybe you give them a DMG chewable to chew in between meals, because that's what I eat. I like to eat probiotics, the Probzyme. I like to eat DMG. I eat the CBD gummies, and then I get really tired, and then I'm like, how many did I eat? So they're delicious, by the way. So, but the neutrophils, we want to look at bacteria, okay? And if it is a gut issue, Candy Kill is great for candida. There's ways you can tell that on people. You can look at their nails, not just their fingernails. Ask them about their toenails. Yeah, I'll be like, are your toenails yellow or fungus? And they'll start taking their shoe off. I'm like, no. Just tell me. Okay, no, I don't want to see it. No. But then they're so inclined. They're just like, look at this funk, you know. I'm like, that's good. SBC is Saccharomyces boulardii, but it has the BIO4. It's the #1 studied probiotic for repopulation in that formula. I usually give 3 at night, maybe more. I like to give it at nighttime, because then it's like Pac-Man. It just goes in and munches that all up. And you can stack it with the Natacin Plus, and those two work really, really well together. Okay. SBC? It has the BIO4 in it. It's on the label. But that's bifidobacteria. And then I also like the IgG, the GI Complete, all of that for gut health. Now, if you're working with someone that has SIBO and you're going to test for that, or H. pylori, you know, obviously we're not going to use probiotics right off the bat, but you can still utilize the GI Complete and the IgG. And eventually, when Lori and I finish our product, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. I know. We're going to do a little binder. Shh, I didn't tell you guys that, but shh, it's going to be great. We're going to use a binder. I'm pre-announcing things that we didn't do yet. All right, lymphocytes. This is viruses. Herpes virus, cyclomegaliovirus. I don't care. Any envelope virus is a virus. If you have a client that gets sick and pops out a fever blister, right? She's like, every time I get sick, I get this. What's her underlying issue? Herpes. Right. What's antiviral? What are you going to use? Especially for herpes. L-lysine. Right. Why does that work? It's an amino acid. It's a communicator. Now, yes, it's an antagonist to arginine. Don't panic. We're not going to use it for the rest of their life. You can support with Circucor, which has L-arginine in it. That would be a good antagonist, but just so you're aware, it's not going to hurt using some L-lysine. I use 500 milligrams between meals twice a day. I like to stack that with some NAC. And here's a little one that no one sees coming, Calm Day. Okay? Neurotransmitter pathways, the #1 nutrient. Why Calm Day works, the #1 nutrient in neurotransmitter pathways is B6. It's heavy in Calm Day. The second one is magnesium. So if you have clients that are anxious all the time and they come in and their lymphocytes are skyrocketing and they're breaking out in herpes because they're so stressed, the immune issue is neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitters are part of your immune system. They're not just communication. Your neurotransmitters, immune system, and hormones are the great trifecta. If you have one out of balance, they're all out of balance.
Can you repeat that triangle?
Yep. Neurotransmitters, hormones, and immune system. Those 3. okay? Those are the great trifecta. If you have one out of balance, they're all out of balance. You cannot balance your immune system if your neurotransmitters are out of balance or your hormones, and around you go. So this will tell you a lot about your client's mental state and hormonal state. It's important, okay? So, protocols, Immunomax, Super Zinc. I do love zinc for envelope viruses. That's what SARS-CoV-2 was. That's why Lori put it in the formula. Vitamin D3. I can't tell you how many people have low vitamin D because they say 30. Okay, for me, when we go over the comprehensive metabolic, which isn't tonight, but if you would ever do that with me in the course that I'm going to offer you after, no, I'm just kidding. I like vitamin D levels 80 to 100 to heal. 80 to 100, that is not too high. 80 to 100. Okay, 50 and above, there's tons of studies on prevention of cancers, colon cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, by keeping your blood serum levels above 50. Why don't we do that? Why are we just trying to offset rickets? I mean, who knows anyone who has rickets? Oh, there's Sally, she's got that rickets again. That doesn't happen. But you need it, you need D, right? Okay. Monocytes. This is mono, but flaring is underlying Epstein-Barr. That's what mono is. And so when above 7, I'm going after it. Because it's an issue. It's going to steal iron. It's a problem. Chronic fatigue, cancers in the future. Do you know how many studies are out there with underlying Epstein-Barr being the culprit and the main contributor to cancer? So you have to think this through. Where do these viruses go, and what do they do unchecked, and what do they destroy, and how much of your immune system can take it before your NF-kappa B shuts off and your P53 can't be activated anymore because it can't identify what cells are sick and what's not because you got so much molecular mimicry, or what we call viral persistence, that your body can't tell what's good and what's bad. So, L-lysine, NAC, zinc. Okay, the reason that I love Live Clear is, did you guys bring Live Clear? Because I can't remember. It's over here. I'm going to go over here. No. Has Live Complete. There's so much liver stuff. Someone pull up Live Clear on their phone, and then give me your glasses, because I can't read. Oh, there it is. Look at that.
Coming up. Sorry, forgot where I put it.
Can I see your glasses? Okay. These are great. I can see across the street. All right.
I can see it.
God bless your heart. This is in Braille. I'm good. Okay. There we go. Still can't see this. All right. First, dimethylglycine. Okay, that's first. So we're going to methylate that virus. Then we got the viticholine. Milk thistle for the liver. Our liver has to be activated, cleansed, and healthy. The N-acetylcysteine is wonderful for any type of Epstein-Barr. So is alpha-lipoic acid, great for EBV. And then you have the full panel of amino acids: L-glutamine, L-taurine, methionine, L-glycine. Glycine is actually the amino acid that gets replaced by glyphosate in the methylation pathway. So you have somebody coming into your office saying, well, I eat healthy, but I don't have to eat organic. Yes, you do. Especially if you have an activated virus of any kind. You have to pull all glyphosate. And it's not just the herbicide glyphosate, it's the GMO, which is why glyphosate was invented, because of the Green Revolution, and they thought they were going to feed the world. It's because of mechanical farming. Do you know Hashimoto's? 2 biggest things for Hashimoto's: underlying Epstein-Barr and gluten. Both of them act as molecular mimicry because they cause systemic inflammation. They act as triggers. So I love Live Clear because it's a comprehensive formula that it has the name liver on it. I get it. But man, this sucker's great for viruses, especially Epstein-Barr. And so I'll do up to 4 a day with food. People need to take this with food because sometimes it will make their belly upset. I think it's the NAC. I don't know. My mom complains about NAC. Melatonin, SPMs. Does anybody use SPMs? Or they might, if you're not familiar with, I'm going to put this right here for you, Phil, in case you need that for Epstein-Barr. Specialized pro-resolving mediators, right? So it is the hydroxylated mediators that activate the specialized inflammatory and cellular repair. Okay, it's the numbers on that bottle. That also works in order for hormones to be methylated and moved through that hormone pathway. 16-hydroxyestradiol can't move without a hydroxylated mediator. So if you have somebody that's hormonally imbalanced, instead of just giving them an omega, they need an SPM. Okay, same thing with neurotransmitter pathways. Guess what the catalysts are? Hydroxylated mediators. So if your SPMs work in neurotransmitters, immune system, and hormones, what should be the #1 supplement that you give in all health, all hormone, all mental issues? SPMs. I'm telling you, it moves stuff quickly. And don't be afraid to dose it. I do 6 a day, 2, 2, and 2. And you can use it with women that are pregnant. So when a pregnant woman calls you and says, hey, I'm getting sick, what can I take? SPMs, DMG, safe, totally safe. That's why there's so many studies on SPMs in cardiovascular disease, so many studies on SPMs with COVID. IV, specialized probe-resolving mediators during COVID saved more people than anything else. They never told you that, but there were studies on it. I read them. We're going to be best friends because I can't do IVs, so I'm just going to call you all the time. Okay, great. Okay. All right, eosinophils and basophils. These are indicators of parasites. Anything 3 or above for eosinophils, 1 or above for basophils, sorry. And the combination equating 3 are parasites. Now, what if somebody has everything? Hot Mess Express walks into your office. We got lymphocytes, right? Phil, remember that when you came in? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm kidding, Phil. Take out the parasites first. They're hosting on you. And what will happen is when they die off, whatever inside of them gets released to your blood. So it is very common to see lymphocytes rise, neutrophils rise after a parasite cleanse. Don't panic. You just have to take out the secondary thing. And so I love Parakill. Thank you. The way that I use Parakill and Microgon, which is the tincture form, I use both, plus Natacin Plus. Right here. Yep. And a probiotic. So I give 4 things. The Parakill I do with breakfast and dinner, 2 capsules, 2 and 2. The Microgon I do at lunchtime, 2 dropperfuls and a little bit of water. And then I do that again right before bed when those little critters love to come out. I tell my clients it tastes like sticks, dirt, and alcohol. Get over it, drink it. And they usually call me and say, it didn't taste that bad. And I'm like, I know. I was just messing with you. So, and then again, the systemic enzyme therapy twice a day on an empty stomach. You can start with 2 capsules. Come on in. I wanted to tell them about your concert when you were in K3. So he's alive. I can put my mom banner back on. Took it off for a while. Good job, buddy.
Don't worry anymore.
That's right. I was like, Phil, you didn't check them. So the systemic enzyme therapy twice a day on an empty stomach, if possible. You know, 2 capsules, 2 capsules, 3 capsules, 3 capsules. Gauge your client, your patient. And then your probiotics. I do like to use a superbiotic at this time. If you suspect a secondary candida, you can use Saccharomyces boulardii. You can use SBC. That'll help until you can go to the next phase, which is candida cleanse or whatever that looks like. Okay? I always take out parasites first, and then I move to the next thing.
How long do you keep them on this?
Till I look at their blood work. So for $10, I have lots of answers. I'm like, we're going to go get more blood work. So I just send it over. They go get it. If they still have it, we still do it.
Do you check every 2 months?
I usually keep that first parasite cleanse for 2 months. You know, I give it time to work its way in. And then you have the secondary phases. You have the eggs, the hatching. It's kind of gross. I don't tell everybody that. How long am I checking this? Usually 2 months the first time, and then every month if I'm not getting the results. And then I make adjustments accordingly. So, and again, you might see viral flare. You know, you got to hit that secondary thing that comes up. And then you have to heal and seal, right? Sending in the napalm is one thing, but sending in the solution that heals and seals, because if they have leaky gut, they're going to have parasites, but they're going to have a secondary immunological reaction because things are leaking into the bloodstream. And it's creating this immunological response. That's where you can utilize Immunomax at higher doses. Don't be afraid to complement your cleanses with immune therapy, because it's really important. We haven't fixed the gut yet. It's still leaking. You know, so waste products, little parasite skulls, whatever that is, leaking out. That's why you're doing the systemic enzyme therapy as well. You're eating all of that up. You're cleansing out the blood. So you have to think immune system all the time. It's not separate from cleanses. It's not separate from hormones. It's not separate from neurotransmitters. Your underlying formulations are SPMs, Immunomax, Immune Boost if needed, and then you can have your cleanses and things like that. But immune system's super, super important. And that's why I think the CBC is so important. This will tell you, just this will tell you so much about your clients, so much about your patients. And then you pull in the CMP, and you pull in the lipid panel and the cholesterol, and man, you can get some answers. High cholesterol for me, high total cholesterol and high LDL, is hormone imbalance. I'm not looking at cardiovascular. I want to see if they're leaking. Now, remember, Len just gave me an article. He's like, you know how we always talk about leaky brain? And I'm like, yeah, we talk about that all the time. So Len and I talk about leaky brain. But if you have leaky gut, guys, it's the same tissue that makes up your vessels, your blood-brain barrier, and the vessels of your urinary tract. That's why when people got the SARS-CoV-2 injection, they had cardiovascular issues vascularly, they had brain issues, and they also had kidney issues. Okay? Those were the big trifecta. It's because it wiped out the vascular system throughout. And remember, the circumventricular part of your brain, your hypothalamus, your pituitary, does not have a blood-brain barrier. So it's just sitting on out there. So you have to make sure that you clean up the blood. That's why I love systemic enzymes. Okay? Any questions on this? Simple, right? Simple. Come back to simple. Foundations first. CBC, it'll save your patient so much money. They'll have more money to invest with you, to stay with you, to get the solutions they need. I love testing, I do, and if I need it, I'm gonna take the next step and I'll tell somebody like, hey, listen, we need to just test these neurotransmitter pathways. And I do, I'll use diurnal cortisol, you know, I test neurotransmitter pathways, all kinds of things if I have to. But I really try not to so that they can spend that money getting healthier. So I just want to tell you guys how awesome it is to be part of this group, and I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for everything you're doing in functional medicine. You know, you sitting in this room, you're worlds ahead and worlds apart, and the world needs to know who you are. So if there's anything I can ever do for you, I'm here for you. If you have any questions, I'll take them now. But other than that, go ahead.
Why do you prefer DMG over TMG?
Trimethylglycine versus dimethylglycine. So trimethylglycine is one above it. What I have found is with people with thyroid issues, because they can't convert B2 well, they can't break down trimethylglycine. So, and I just think the world's little thyroids are just sick. I always just go with dimethylglycine. If you like trimethylglycine, that's fine. It's more of a preference. With probably the clientele that I see in Pennsylvania, where we have no sunshine and it's dark 9 months out of the year and everyone's vitamin D deficient and their thyroids are tanked.
What would be the advantage? I see some with both in the supplement.
Yeah, I think it's just a formulation preference, but Jamie can probably answer that.
There's 5 U.S. patents on DMG. We work with Dr. Roger Kendall. You know, he has all the research on it. Last time I was up there, I asked him what he was working on, and about a stack like this for cancer. So, and what does he always say about DMG? It breaks down.
So you don't have to, yeah.
It's a donator, it just falls apart in the body.
I don't know where to stand, so I'm
So
just stand here.
we can show you, Lori can get you the chart where it shows how it feeds all the methylation, leading ultimately to glutathione production. We've had great success with it, so we really are comfortable and like it a lot.
Len?
The other thing that I found with the two different forms of glycine, the trimethylglycine is a little more difficult to give to kids. I run into gastric issues with that a lot. So the dimethylglycine, I see no gastric issues whatsoever. So anytime I've gone up to the higher dose with the trimethylglycine, I end up getting nausea.
Yeah, and that might fall into what we were talking about with thyroid function, since it does control digestion and motility. So it's a preference. If you like DMG, try it, see the results you get. But there's no right or wrong way. We all get to the same goal eventually, I think. Go ahead.
I see a lot of suppressed lymphocytes, low lymphocytes, and I also think chronic infection, viral
Yeah.
infection, but I didn't know what your thoughts.
Their immune system's not even responding to it. So yeah, and I would see, where is it? Do you see that imbalance, like high neutrophils and low lymphocytes, or just low across the board?
Just low lymphocytes across the board. I see more frequently than high.
Yeah, so basically they're just low. I would look at iron now, because it's not going to always show on your total serum iron as low, because it'll be normal, right? But if you see that they're a poor methylator with low lymphocytes or low in iron with low lymphocytes, that would be the first place I would go, is fix that need first and see if you can get some boost underneath that immune system. And then look at neurotransmitters and hormones, because sometimes that viral repression, the immune's inability to respond to it, is because it's trying to do something else, because neurotransmitters and hormones are part of our immune system. So look other places too. And you can do a blood panel for that. You can look at...
Yeah,
What do you use to look at neurotransmitters?
I use the urinalysis.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Finasco, I mean, like...
ZRT is who I use.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
So
used
theirs
Finasco,
runs
but
about $189 for that, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember. And then I'll look at cortisol levels. You know, especially for adrenal issues, I always look at cortisol levels. I look at cortisol levels for
Do you prefer
glucose.
Saliva versus
I do,
urine?
saliva,
Okay.
because I want the car. I want the cortisol rising, because within the first 30 minutes, unless you're running to the blood place, you know, like, I got up at 6:30, and you're in there like, like, I got to get it, because within the first 30 minutes is that car. That's the most important thing, and it needs to be high. 3 times higher than your normal, and then you can look at the rest. So that's why I'll use the saliva. So, did you have a question?
Yes, I have noticed that in CBC now they have lymphocytes absolute and that
Yeah.
sometimes.
I gave you a conversion at the bottom. See? Uh-huh. Oh, I didn't have my glasses either. He can let you borrow his. All right, so she asked about the absolutes. Sometimes you're going to get that on a value. I did put a conversion at the bottom for you, so that you can take the white blood cell count and do some core math and find out how long it'll take you to get to Denver. And you can find out the range of your absolutes. So I did put that there because I ran into the same problem. Also, I have a little note down here, 1-to-1 on lymphocyte ratios is an indicator of autoimmune. So that would be like your lymphocytes at 40 and your neutrophils at 40, okay? So most people are going to have probably a diagnosis of an autoimmune. An autoimmune is not your body attacking itself. An autoimmune is an overstimulated or understimulated immune system. It is your body's inability to identify your healthy cells versus an infected cell, or all of your cells are infected. In the case of Hashimoto's and Epstein-Barr, the reason that your body starts to destroy your thyroid is because it infects the thyroid cells, and your body can't differentiate it. So once you start to support the immune system, along with giving Thyro Complete, along with giving all those formulations for thyroid, you're going to get better results for your people.
All right, I know they're dying to learn. How do they learn more with you?
Next slide.
Dr. Tracey.
One more. I just tap, okay, there you go. So this was the course that we did, and I did teach it specific to Nutritional Frontiers formulas. So I go over all the formulas, I go over the protocols. It's a 4-part course, self-paced if you want it. You can scan the QR code, and it's super affordable because, you know.
How much is it?
I don't know.
Super affordable, $20.
I didn't know it was selling tonight. How much is
Less than $200.
Okay.
Is it on the website, the link?
Yeah, I
believe
know.
it's on the
Jamie's
website.
like, what? Yes, it is on the website. It's also in your packets, besides
Yeah.
being here on the screen.
It's already recorded, so you
It
guys
is
can watch it whenever you
pre-recorded.
want.
You can go onto the website under events, and you'll see, look, Phil is showing you right now where to find it.
There it is.
You'll be able to see beyond the blood work, and you can sign up at any point. All right, and it's recorded. You can do it at your own pace. Dr. Tracey will also, oh, okay, 229, sorry. So, see, there you go. It's close to 200.
Listen, if you guys don't buy soon, it's going to be 300 before you get out the door.
Yeah, look out, look out. Jamie's like, what? I was thinking about our special that
Do
we
I
had.
hear 500?
Taking the course here? Because I got such tremendous feedback. My phone was blowing up for a few days.
Oh,
that
good.
People from all over, and sometimes I didn't know it was still around. They were like, that was the best course we took. In fact, we had an Amish community hired you.
Yeah, and they did Zoom. It was great.
Yeah, we were like, what? I was like, where are you going in the middle of Pennsylvania? She's like, I'm not, it's a Zoom. I go, really?
I was like, it's a whole facility. It was all these Amish practitioners. I live in Pennsylvania, so we have a large Amish population. And yeah, they did Zoom. I was like, okay. And I didn't think they'd have their cameras on, and they did. And I was like, hi. Like, wow. I was like, do your elders know? Huh? They didn't even have an expression. They just, they're very stoic. They're very stoic. And I work with a lot of Amish, and they're just always like, so I'm like, okay, tough crowd, tough crowd.
This is a must-see course, and I send the recording and watch it over, staff training, those types of things too. So.
The other thing is, if you didn't get a flyer on one of the products you're looking for, they are on our website, all of our products, but the ones that Dr. Tracey specifically mentioned in tonight's lecture, there are QR codes in the flyer packet for you so that you can go and see them immediately on your phone if you'd like to do that.
And if not, we passed out about 300 flyers.
Yeah.
We'll have Bellman. We'll have Bellman on standby. The other thing I would like to ask Dr. Tracey to do, as you note, we have brought an awful lot of products with us tonight. And usually we do NF trivia to auction off the products, but I think it would be cooler for you to ask questions based on some of the cool stuff you just shared with everybody.
Okay, everybody put your papers away. I'm just kidding. All right, what's an off-labeled product for monocyte flare that you wouldn't think would be for immunity? I talked about tonight.
Ooh, ooh, oh, say it.
Live, is it cleanse? Live cleanse? Live clear. Sorry.
Yes, Live Clear. Look, there you go. And you're a winner. Good job. Live Clear. Good job. Good job. Okay.
All right, which CBC marker will give you an indication?
I gave her Live Clear.
All right, which marker on the CBC with differential tells you about parasites? There are two. We need a hand up.
Hey,
hand up.
Hand up. Hand up. Hand up. I saw your hand go up. Okay. You want to say it out loud? Eosinophils, eosinophils.
That's right. Good job.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
well, I'm going to give you Dr. Tracey's favorite shake, ultimate shake, baby.
So
Mac
good.
Daddy Prize, Mac Daddy Prize right there.
All right, what was my favorite concert?
The sun.
Hold on. Coming over here. What was your favorite concert?
Her son's Luke's performance.
Luke, she named Luke. She named Luke. All right. All right.
Just for reference, how many of these are we doing? All of them?
We're going to do a couple. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Okay, so we're going to give you our favorite new product, or my personal favorite new product from last year, our Proline Greens chocolate. I think I told you it pairs very well with our Raspberry GI Complete and IgG for what I call a chocolate raspberry martini that's really good for your gut. Okay?
All right, 17 more.
All right. What journal published the study on molecular mimicry?
Is it Journal of American Medical Association?
Yep.
Nice. I'm going to let you pick from behind you. Is there anything here that you would like? Power Fuel, Proline Greens, SPMs,
Well, now she gets to
Thermogenesis
pick.
Complete. We got some winners right by Nutriglutide too, baby. Okay, she's going for the Nutriglutide. That is our.
I didn't move anywhere.
Our answer, right? Why did you pick that one? You want to tell them why you picked that one?
Oh, well, I'm going to give it to my dad, but it's a new product that's really good for if you have like signs of metabolic syndrome to stabilize blood glucose.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right.
It mimics something that rhymes with Nutriglutide.
Yeah, it's a natural way to get a similar semi-glutide effect in the body.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. What is one of the main culprits of Hashimoto's? What's an instigator? Go ahead. Yep. Epstein-Barr. Good job.
Epstein-Barr virus.
Epstein-Barr virus. Okay, great. JD, what product back there would you like to give them?
One of my favorites, Parrot Kill.
Hold on. There's another good answer in the corner.
Go ahead.
There was a second answer to that question. Ooh, I love smart people.
The other one is gluten.
Yes.
The other one is gluten. Woo! Nice. Okay?
Two more.
Okay, two more. What can...
No pressure, Trace, no pressure.
What is the name of my favorite systemic enzyme?
Dr. Mickey. Natikin Plus?
Get ready.
Is that right?
Yes.
There we go. You want the GI stack? Double dipping? There we go. Double up and catch up. Go one more. Maybe two.
Maybe two. Oh, God, I'm running out of questions. All right, here's a one-off. Anybody know the supplement here that I mentioned that was the L-arginine pusher? That's a good one. That's the counter to it. What was the product I said that you can take with L-lysine? Circucor.
Beautiful. Good stuff.
So here's a little clinical pearl on Circucor. This is a nitric oxide booster. If your clients or patients, you can't get their leaky gut to heal and seal, add Circucor. Low nitric oxide across the board for any endothelial tissue vascularly, whether it's integrity of the digestive system, the vessels, and or the kidneys or the brain. Use a nitric oxide booster. Circucor is great. It has all the things, L-arginine, everything, so I love it. Hi, buddy. Your cheeks are really red. What are you drinking? No,
He's slamming coffee back there. He's not going to sleep.
Take that away.
I hope he's sleeping a little bit.
Did Jamie tell you you're staying with him tonight? Huh? Is that sweet of him? Gosh, you're nice.
All right, two more questions.
All right, two more. All right. RBCs below 3.9 for women and below 4.4 for men indicate what?
Needs iron.
Needs iron. Second question to that. What's
Needs
the
iron.
product for it?
Okay.
I need someone who didn't answer. And someone who didn't answer. You're very good. Did you answer already? Did I call? No, okay, yes. But what's the product called? There you go. She got it. Da-da-da.
Candy kale in the morning and superbiotics at night.
There you go.
Kale and replace.
All right, can we all give Dr. Tracey a big round of applause? Woo! Thank you, sister.